Welcome to episode 10 of the Factorio Big Marathon. We have got some rocket silos out. We are getting closer to getting to all of the mod planets with our 60 times tech multiplier and all this green science doing nice things. It's what, 21 hours in? So it's not taking us 60 times as long. In fact, this is the proof that it's not taking us 60 times as long. I've never got a rocket silo in 21 minutes, and I don't even know if that's possible. Last episode we noted that we didn't really have any defenses anywhere despite having all of that cloud going on, and that we should do something about it. But instead of doing that, we built these rocket silos, which, we're pretty happy with. We also got somewhere over here, we got a bunch of train stuff set up so that we could bring more materials in. We rebuilt our labs, so yeah, we're only using half of these labs at the moment, but also this is a tech that takes 30 seconds in the labs, and there are an assortment of techs that take more than 30 seconds that we would like, so we're pretty happy about that. There's still a bunch of just red and green stuff to do, so the fact that we're not making blue science as quickly is a thing we should worry about. We're eventually going to need to boost, actually we should probably boost. We are probably nowhere near needing to boost this part of the belt, but also I think we're going to anyway. Yeah, upgrade all of this. We eventually need this later. We eventually want to get to a point where the blue science will be the same rate as the red and the green, but we don't need to worry about that quite yet because we've got that buffer. We also, actually, let's we've got the two rocket silos. The things we actually need are blue chips, for which this train is not going to do that. This is going to be a green chips train, so let's get another train station. I was going to change the inserters on this, wasn't I? Another train station in the same line here for blue chips, and then another one here for low density structure. We're using the blueprint, so these train station names are going to be, this will get a name when it does that. I was going to do these inserters differently, wasn't I? Let's demonstrate that here, I guess. We're going to get rid of, actually not all of them, nearly all of them. I think we're going to, we're going to re-blueprint this differently at some point as well. This is a train station blueprint, so I guess we can just put stack inserters on the belt here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go one stack inserter out for each of the air quotes far wagons. The third wagon can also have one stack inserter, and then I think we don't even need to go 3 stack inserters here, because this is kind of a front to back thing, except the real goal of a train wagon is not that we unload them in sequence, or even that we unload them evenly, although a lot of train station patterns do that. The real goal of a train station is that the output belt is full until the train is empty, and then it is empty, and that switchover is as fast as possible. So we're getting all the materials up until the point that we get no materials, so that the next train can get in here as fast as possible. And this is going to be a way of doing that with less stuff, which is not even what we needed to work on right now. The things I actually wanted to work on right now were, we've got over here this other kind of stacker pattern, which is this train can leave onto, this nastiest version of the stacker that I have built, I think possibly ever also. We replaced these signals with, we don't need these signals at all. These two on the stacker will take care of everything we need to. All of these signals can actually go, as long as we get the rest of the stacker pattern. Let's copy this in, and then while the bots are looking at it, where is the same place? Is here the same place? Yes, because it lines up with this section of stuff at the top. So we have a single direction stacker out onto the network, which is chain signal, checking if it can share this nasty two-way track. We have a one-way signal coming in, so the train can always get to this position. This one here actually only needs to be a regular signal as well, doesn't it? So this one is the one One of them is controlling the train out, and it can just go to the output stack, and this one is controlling it in, and that's all fine. That's going to do what it needs to mostly. Yes, do these inserters again. So let's talk about the other thing we did last time, which was very exciting. Yeah, this one. What station? What is? Get these guys. Nope, not that one. Yeah, cool. Press the buttons eventually. This is a name from a language that I'm going to struggle to pronounce. Whatever. Congratulations, you are the station that will be receiving blue chips. Blue chip station, because we have a train station that is making us blue chips, kind of. Oh, now we've got these stackers in. All of these train stations can go to train limit 2, which means that we can do a better job of passing these train stations in and out. And yeah, then this one over here, Melody, congratulations, train limit 2, you are going to be the train that brings in low density structure, which we are not making yet, which we should... Yeah, we should be putting that on a train somewhere, or at least manufacturing it. Yeah, we're going to think about these inserters later as well when we get around to it. Can we have these undergrounds also passing through here? And then get these trees out of the way. Okay, because we don't actually need all that many blue chips. We are going to need... Yeah, let's have a look at... Yeah, the other thing we did last time, which is a thing I am enjoying quite a lot. We have these electric furnaces. Yeah, we started to tear out some of these stone furnaces because we realized that doing the purple science over here with all of these quality modules in the electric furnaces, we have a large number of quality electric furnaces to play with, and we're doing the same thing in the prod mods, and the bots are just putting those in useful places when they get around to it. But it does mean that yeah, we have quality beacons, we have quality modules in the quality beacons. These guys are not quite putting out a full red belt of material, so let's just grab some of these and slap these. Okay, not quite like that. Slap these guys on the end, get this up to a full red belt, and that should help the base with everything that it needs. And then we're just plugging it into the normal disastrous starter patches. And then, yeah, this layout down here, we have old mining patch just wandering into the back of the station, getting topped up by other stations with inserter patterns we want to replace. And then we also need to do the same stacker business down here. These other trains, yeah, these other bits of belt are going to make that slightly difficult. I wonder if we can just... Can we just grab this pattern? Nearly, except the curves on the other end are going to go the other way, aren't they? Because we are... Yeah, whatever. Okay, can we also just... there are already no signals over here, so bots can make this bit of the network worse. And then we can figure out where this is going to fit with respect to the other underground belts. And it looks like it's going to go here and here, so we can have yeah, that much of a stacker plan, except we're also going to move... Do we need... We don't need this one at all. These two can just go. We're also going to get this rock out the way. That's not what I wanted. I wanted some of this. Okay, so we can have... Yeah, then we are going to need that other stacker pattern down here, aren't we? Is that all? I think we need to not do that here, because we also have these trains onto which we are trying to put copper into the low-density structure build over here that isn't running yet, but could be soon, maybe, if we got around to it. Let's try and link up this power as well, because power likes to be linked. Yeah, other things we're going to need to do include... We need to get this stuff over into the right build. We just want to kind of kick off some bot stuff first. Where is... Here is a petrochem build, for which we can grab some number of refineries. Bots have all of this stuff. We are not super concerned. That isn't quite everything we wanted. We missed out on the gas pipe on the other side, because we've got some oil down here, we've got some coal down here, we've got some water. I think this gap through... Which way? This way? Sure. This gap through here looks like a decent place into which we can put a whole lot of furnaces. I think I'm actually going to change my mind about that. I think we're going to move this over to, say, here. And then what I'd really like to do is have... Yeah, this is what we're going to do. Because we are in 2.0 and we can just mirror these fluid buildings, I think we get more refineries in here by doing the same thing, and instead of rotating, we press H. And then these will line up in the same way. It's going to make these guys difficult to get beacons in later. Am I worried about that? I guess we can tear everything out and put it back, because we're also still concerned about the power situation. Okay, and then somewhere we should also be able to find... are we worried about... You guys aren't running because we've got too much gas. Oh, well, whatever. I mean, we're still running the blue signs, aren't we? Okay. We're going to need bots to tap in these pump jacks as well. And I think we are going to probably need... I mean, how many... 3,000? Because we're going to need like 2 belts of plastic for this. I don't know. I mostly wanted to give bots jobs. The other thing I wanted to do was actually, yeah, this train station over... Yeah, in terms of problems we are quite possibly polluting this basin. We have no defenses in this area at all. So that's one of the things we need to work on. But I think one of the ways we're going to address this is... This train is just going to go to manual. We're going to pile all of these red chips into blue chips. We don't actually need that many blue chips. And we've already got another train trying to go to the blue chip station, so I think this one we just say Asjin empty cargo. We also haven't set up the refueling interrupts for these guys yet. But if we can get, like, that train is already going to have and bring to the station all the blue chips we are going to need to get our rockets into space. If we were doing that, we should actually definitely do the other thing, which is, yeah, over here we have this giant buffer of steel that we've kind of built up. We've got a place where we're doing copper. We can, actually, let's check if we have, I think we probably have some number of high quality furnaces. We do. Okay. So I think that means we can go... Where, though? If we go one here, the thing we want to be able to do is go... Maybe we're even leaving space for a beacon? Are we going to beacon our platform? Well, this wants to be our space platform, which is the thing we probably should be working on because it's the major obstruction to get stuff into space. Okay, low density structure as well. We're going to need some coils here. And how fast are you making coils? You're making coils at 3 a second. The thing is... that is not what I was expecting. Can we get... Yeah, if we go here, then we can have long-handed inserters here, long-handed inserters here, more inserters here as well. We can beacon this later as well. But I think the thing we actually need to do is... Wonder where we left our car. Is this the car that has... gun turrets and bullets? Yes, because also the inventory is a bit garbage at the moment. We don't have logistics spots, so we're going to hide that, all that stuff. Yeah, this is the defense that we said we should do that we didn't, but this is also where is up here. So this might be pollution in this direction, which is also a thing we were aware we were neglecting, but also aren't necessarily doing anything about it, and it wasn't even like the East and West were the top places on our kind of list of priorities of things we were wondering about. And this one kinda wasn't. So that's unfortunate. So I think we are going to just drive past all of... okay, we're going to depower that as well. I'm going to have bots get that out the way. And then, yeah, a single medium splitter. We aren't polluting... Oh no, and another biter, good job. I think we can just leave those gun turrets there and not worry about it. I have efficiency modules, okay, whatever. Because we aren't doing a particularly heavy amount of pollution by the time we're going over all these terrain and forests over here. The one we're kind of worried about is this one. This is a big steel build that we need for the LDS that we have not turned on yet. We've also got... Yeah, let's have the Roboport scaffold also working its way down here, because we're going to need this oil, we're going to need all those various resources. I think the places where we're going to mine the copper for this include these copper patches, which are huge, and then also if we go out further to the west, we can secure those as well. So, oh, that was, this is, yeah, the other direction of biters that we talked about needing to secure but have not. Yeah, I want to get that space platform going. It's kind of not. I kind of also want to get the LDS going, but I think we need to do more defense work before we think about getting the LDS running. And even if we get the space platform running, that will be better. Yeah, and the... Crash through that. How far... Whereabouts is... The base is still... Okay, directly down from here. And there's a forest in the way. Yeah, the base is kind of sprawling, and we should probably also be... Okay, in addition to, you know, defending properly, that might be a good idea. We're just going to drive over these, and hopefully we don't get hit by a train. Where was it? Oh, yeah, it's in here. We didn't actually lose anything of importance at all. We just lost some belts and power poles, even the upgraded modules. Yep, okay, fine, great. Yeah, this train we did set to manual. This is the other train that's also just going to hang out here. It's never going to fill, actually, because we already didn't give it enough stuff, and we probably should be driving around... We probably should have a locomotive taking us to places, except I also don't have locomotives, and it looks like bots don't have locomotives either. From the map view, let's get this stuff running, and I think we're even going to try being a little bit cheeky and throwing prod modules in this, and then actually maybe we go speed module, just regular speed module here, regular speed module here, get a beacon from these red ships in here like so, and then maybe not there, maybe here. And this belt, I guess we could just run... Actually, if we run this the other way, this is going to work out fine, because we could just put it on the other side of this belt, but I think what we're going to do instead... Yeah, we're just going to put it on the other side of this belt, and then be able to filter that off, and then put that in one box or two boxes. Doesn't really matter. It's fine. Yeah, get some power in here to all of these inserters. You are only just in Roboport range. I think we could have another Roboport over here and maybe another Roboport over here, and we are still going to be able to juggle... Where's a red underground that we can... Yeah, we can still juggle... Can you get here? You can. And then to here, and then to here. And this is starting with steel on both sides of the belt because we reversed it, but no big deal. Probably by the time that belt gets here, these inserters will also get here, and we can probably clear it off. Otherwise, it's going to end up in this box here and be fine. Then the other thing I was thinking about doing, because I saw we had 2 rare assemblers, is actually just upgrade both of these. So we've got a way of making platform, which is great. The other thing I was going to do before we got attacked, talking about the copper we're going to get into here via the stations which are here with rail we have not connected yet. Oh, we should do... Yeah, the problem with this station at the moment is because we haven't got this, because we haven't got the stacker in properly, the other... Oh no, wait. That's the issue we have. Yeah, we've kind of broken all of that because... Okay, we have the stuff in the paste buffer to... We want to be able to put this copper on a train, and we also want bots to have jobs, so we're going to get 1 red belt 2 red belts. We're going to need more than this. Do we just... Yeah, I think we just... This is going to be copper for a train to take to places. And then... Is this in the same place or in a different place? This is in a very slightly different place, which we are not too far away from. Yeah, I think we're going to... Yeah, this green chip's output here we are going to remove because I dislike the way this build is sitting together. I like this pattern a lot. I think we're going to take, you know, this much of it, but instead of doing it here, I think we're going to do it all the way over here, where we also have... Yeah, we have bot range here, so we might still have in the paste buffer. If we just get... Why not? Why not think about setting up 2 red belts worth of green chips, which is way more than we need, because these aren't green chips. These aren't green chips for red chips. They're not green chips for blue chips. These are just green chips for basically mall and modules, maybe. It's going to be fine. Bots are going to have a lot of jobs. They're going to have a good time. Are we going to clear this out? We have... Okay, we actually... This copper... Oh no, wait, we have this copper as well, looking at the map. And yeah, the other reason why we want to get the trains over here is because this is also the only uranium patch we have, because that's just... We didn't really boost the rest of those map settings, but never mind. Wait, this one... Okay. We'll be able to deal with that when we merge these into the other belts, but we've also got... Yeah, we're going to need some coal fuel over here, because I don't think we want to go to a lot of electric furnaces until we get the nuclear power running, which it isn't. And then we also wanted bots to have jobs in generally this direction. And yeah, this patch is not quite large enough, so we're not even going to worry about lining these up in sensible places. Yeah, all of those bots have got jobs. Give me a block of this stuff. It does look like we're going to need to do a fairly traditional... Which way? Yeah, I guess a fairly traditional compressor, because we are not getting a whole lot of miners on this patch. Like, we're not getting full rows of stuff. We're just getting this weird small incidental stuff, but also whatever. Bots have jobs. Okay. Yeah, so bots have got jobs. A lot of bots have got jobs. That's all great. We wanted to check whether or not we think there's an expansion that we're polluting. I think it might just be this base, which means we have to go and kill that base. Eventually, yeah, we want to go and fight this one as well. We want to put wall in all of these places. I don't think we worry about that. I think we just worry about, do we have enough bullets to go and take on a base of that size? Do we have... I think we have enough capsules to take on a base of that size. I think we need bullets, so... Ah, we did actually pick up a little expansion in here, which is a little bit of an issue. This is... yeah, I don't know why we get those UPS hits, but we're just going to leave all those worms playing in the poison for a bit. We're going to make sure that we get these gun turrets out here. Our turrets are off. If we can get rid of the rest of these worms, and they are big worms because of... Yeah, because this is an expansion and the evolution settings are big worms. Yeah, we're clearly up to big biters. Okay, big worms actually need a couple more of these poison capsules. No big deal. Let's do that as well. Okay, let's not lose the car. Losing the car would be silly. Losing the turrets would also be silly. But we are fine. Oh no, we lost... Okay, we lost a car, and we lost one of these turrets. All of that was pretty silly. Never mind, turn the bots back on. We do have backup cars. Maybe we should be taking this a little more seriously, but we are not. Yeah, if we were... We have toned down the biter settings a whole lot from... Yeah, so that the biters are more or less going to keep normal pace with... I think it's going to be an aggressive death bot. Did we have stuff in that car when it died? I don't think we had stuff in that car when we died. I've got all of the... Oh, I did have flamethrowers. I've got bots. We kind of have enough stuff to set up a perimeter except walls. And not enough pump jacks. But we can do a semi-decent job of setting up a perimeter somewhere. These guys... Yeah, I don't even know if it was the expansion that was attacking us. It's kind of these guys that are... excuse me? Okay, so one of these guys we're just going to run over. The other guy is going to be distracted by a car, and we're also going to run him over. No big deal. Yeah, we were polluting the other large base as well. Just checking in on the platform build before we do this combat, because this is something I would like to be working, and it's not because copper, but I think, yeah, we've got some unutilized furnaces in there, so I think we can just top these guys up like so and get more copper in here. We're not making LDS yet, but I think we're going to need a lot of platform before we and like comparatively not much low density structure, so we can get around to that later. To continue the spiel about biter scaling, if we hadn't turned down the biters from their default settings, then we would be at Behemoths already, and we'd have to do this with landmines, which we have unlocked, we're just not using, and this would look like, you know, every other marathon multiplier. Don't lose the car. Thank you. But as it is, we're going to have more options, which might actually be a bad idea, because it means we can, yeah, try stuff like this, which hopefully will work, but also might not necessarily work. Let's try and keep our wits about us. Let's have some flame in here, I guess. Let's also continue to attempt to suppress these guys. And, yeah, I think the biters will probably scale slightly worse than a normal death world, probably, but we should also continue to have mostly relevant tools. How many? Oh no, I think we need to keep some of those bullets in there, don't we? Turn off the bots, because we've got to go in again. There are... Okay, this is... we do need these worms to be out the way. Let's pick up the ones that are getting attacked. Let's not die. This is probably fine. Oh, there's still... Okay, we got the last of those guys. Yeah, definitely there are ways we could be doing this more carefully. If we were doing this with landmines, then would it be safer? Would it be faster? Unclear. Yeah, turn the bots on, pick all of these guys up again. We are having gun turrets being damaged. A lot of these guys are still running at us. We just got to get the bullets in here. We've got to run into the base. We've got to get the bullets in the gun turrets. Yeah, where are... You've got bullets. You've got bullets. You guys have got bullets. If we can get these bullets into these gun turrets, yeah, we should be pretty fine from here. In fact, we are indeed fine from here. Things are fine. We have done the push. Turn the bots back on so they can repair all this stuff. Yeah, the biters end up not really being a big deal in kind of any marathon run, as in giant multiplier run, because they either outscale you so far that you're forced into the landmine stuff, or yeah, or you change some other biter settings so you don't have to deal with them as much. Let's scan this bit directly south of us to see whether or not there are other nests attacking us as well. Setting up for Spooky Fight 2 of 3, we realized that this side loading here had kind of balked it. We specifically need to be putting the copper on one side so the green ships can go on the other side, so the green ships can get through to the solar panels. So if bots can delete both of these, then we can put this back. Yeah, the issue is also that the amount of coils we are trying to push into this platform doesn't actually leave any copper left over for solar panels, and so I think I would still like to keep pushing the solar panels out. So I think we're going to get rid of this beacon. We're going to remember that it can go back later. Yeah, this takes it down to... I thought these bots were removing this beacon. Whatever. It's going to be fine. Yeah, this other section over here is... I don't think we've got any other expansions. This cliff is going to make it kind of tricky, though. And this looks like it won't... Yeah, all of these biters are going to start off small because they were what was sitting around when... yeah, those were the biters that were sitting around previously, but all the new biters that arrive... Let's not lose the car. Let's not lose me. All of these things are things we enjoy. Yeah, let's set up with some gun turrets. We are apparently going to be dodge tanking all of these worms. Yeah, the way biter spawning works is if biters are creating any new... Yeah, we need to be over here intercepting these guys. If biters are spawning any new dudes, they do that according to the ratios of whatever their current evolution is. But if they're not actively spawning dudes, then... who's over here? You need to go away? And we will just work on suppressing these dudes. Yeah, if they are... Don't lose either of those gun turrets. Thank you. Rescue the bullets as well. Yeah, if the biters aren't actively spawning... If the nests aren't actively spawning biters because you're not necessarily fighting them, then they will just sit around with whatever biters they have in their base at the moment, which means if we had not fought these guys for a while since the beginning of the game, in kind of a very similar way. Okay, shotgun time will just help clear out these nests. Yeah, the nests from the beginning of a game will still have all the small and medium biters that spawned when you first scouted those nests, whereas if you get into a fight with them later on when the evolution is higher, that you'll kill all the smalls and mediums. It's also repaired the other car, yeah, that was necessary, and then they will be replaced on the field by a whole bunch of big biters, which can be an issue. Okay, so this entire side is allegedly clear. Let's go and just check out what's going here, because we don't have... Okay, we have everything except the walls, but I think we want to go and do Spicy Combat 3 first. Okay, I was going to say it's all fine. The terrain is kind of fine, but we have also picked up another little expansion here, which is exactly where we want to be building our bottleneck later. So rather than deal with any of these guys later... Oh, my bots are still on. We are just going to blast these guys now. We would like to continue not worrying about these locations, he said, taking a lot of damage. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Yeah, this is where we want the wall. I think we ignore this copper. I don't think we worry about it at all. Do we have other gun turrets? Oh, we have quite a few gun turrets we want to repair, don't we? Yeah, these gun turrets as well. Thanks, bots. I'm just going to stand on the slime, apparently. This section here is weird, but I think it's safe. I think, yeah, then there's immediately biters here. I think we can just wall off here. But I don't... Yeah, this is already a land section, is it? That's not... This is the bottleneck we want. This is also a location where we need to bring a train of light oil, which is fine. This also means we don't have to worry about this location. And then over here, I think this also means we can forget about this coal, and we can just wall in here, because we've got coal here, more coal. That's all going to be fine. We're only going to need it for plastic, because we are planning on going to nuclear power. I was going to do 2 of these train stations, but I think we have only the copper for 2 of those, really. Yeah, I think we... no, actually, there's more copper around the outside, isn't there? I think we're just going to go with be happy putting 4 belts of copper on a train and run this patch down more slowly, because we currently only really have plans to be unloading maybe 3 belts of copper, so that's fine. And all of these guys... yeah, things we could also power on if we actually connected them. We're going to need cracking here as well. No big deal. The other thing that I wanted to... Oh yeah, here is a place with a furnace pattern. We are going to want a couple of belts of let's just grab a version with the rower ports too, because why not? If we're doing, and we are talking about doing a green chip build in this area, then we should probably have maybe here, we are going to need, if we've got 2 red belts of iron coming out, we are going to need 3 red belts of copper, of which we have this stuff, but a lot of these miners were bad, and then also this stuff. So we're going to be okay for a while. We are going to need to connect up, all these parts. This is mostly just about giving bots jobs, and then also let's get this coal in here. And then let's also have another 2 belts of iron cooking. Which way? Yeah, so this is the coal going down. This is all going to be a bit of a mess, but I don't think I mind. Where are we? I guess we're putting green chips here. This pattern, because I think it's nice and it's going to do what we need. And we are still thinking about upgrading this to advanced assembler, to assembler 3s when we get around to it, which also might be, is this going to be, do we actually only want, maybe we only want this much for 1 belt of copper. That actually seems pretty likely. Okay, so underground here, and then we can probably start by lining this up with the copper here, which means, so we're going to have iron here, output here. We'll try and remember that this one is iron, and that means that the next of, we're going to need to do a lane juggle as well, aren't we? This is also, still about giving bots jobs. Copper can arrive here. We're going to need, we don't really need a power connection here. The main reason we were doing that was to be able to get an extra roboport in here, which I think we still need. So we're just going to slap all those guys in various places, make sure this gets power. There's a big power pole on the other side. Okay, so a variety of belts are not getting connected. And then, can we throw the cheekiest train station in between these cliffs? I think we can. One of these lanes heading into this splitter, and then, I'm liking this less and less as we're doing it, but I think that's fine because it's not a long-term green chip build anyway, he said, with not a whole lot of conviction, really. We need to plug the iron and copper into that. Bots have jobs. Do we have enough bullets? We are going to need to get more bullets. So we have made our way back. We're going to grab any grenades we have, of which there aren't many, and also all the bullets, because those are nice. And then also notice that the blue science buffer is out. So rather than, all this red and green science building up, we definitely have a bunch of red and green sciences that are going to be super helpful. So we can just blast through those while we're waiting for the red science to buffer. That's entirely the plan. But we're not going to get the wall from the main section of the base because we've got extra wall from over here, of which I think we take a couple, but we don't really worry about it. I think we set up for an incredibly cheeky thing, which is this steel build is currently not running because if it did, we would be polluting this base. However, we're about to go and nuke that base next anyway, so I think before, my bots are off, I think we figure out how to get the steel onto these trains. This is, is this all? That's going to be enough for, I believe, nearly the first red belt of steel, and then this one is going to connect from other turrets, from other belts and other places. So let's at least try and get some of this steel in. Somehow we've picked up some spitters in here as well, which is, it's probably over here, isn't it? That is probably the direction we're getting attacked there. So I think we are actually going to feel pretty bad about, where did we leave the other car? The other car was up here, okay, whatever. Okay, that's the thing that the other car had, was fuel. So it looks like we're going to be turning on this steel, which is going to be annoying some of the biters, but then also wandering away from that to defend the base from some of these other biters. I don't really mind these furnaces getting killed. Furnaces are pretty cheap at this point. The thing I would not like to get killed are the boxes of underground belts that these biters are hanging out next to. So yeah, these belts here. But in terms of this stuff, you guys can just go away. That's fine. Bugs are going to hate all of the steel kicking off, but that's fine. You know what they're also going to hate? All the gun turrets we're about to put in their face. Yeah, this is a place where they're kind of going down, I guess, and this is, yeah, this is one of the spicy bases, isn't it? Because it's got the spicy mod biters that actually are doing quite a bit more damage, and yeah, they do more damage than usual, and also will move a lot faster than usual as well. So that's a fun thing for us to deal with. Okay. Yeah, give me all of these back. Give me these ones back. My bots are off. We are getting bullet damage going. Yeah, these guys are definitely getting their attacks on. We want to be able to throw in a couple of these slowing down capsules, and then also a couple of these take some damage things, have a couple of these other take some damage things. Yeah, we still haven't even got all the worms out of the middle of this, but this is also going to be kind of a nuisance to try and do with poison capsules. So I think we just try and do this and then slow everyone down as they arrive, and then move in a little further, and then continue to slow everyone down, and then get these. Yeah, those guys are... I think we're okay? Can we? Maybe we're not. How many bullets do we have? Oh yeah, we've still got a lot of bullets. We don't have a lot of health, though. My bots are off, which is fine. Can we just work in suppressing these guys? We want to take out the gun turrets that are getting attacked, which is fine. Oh, we also definitely don't want to be standing that far forwards. Yeah, give me these bullets back. Give me these bullets back. I think this is going well enough. If we can just get in here and get fully suppressive. It does make it difficult to figure out where the acid is on the ground, but we have also got it done, so that's okay. Now we just need to worry about the top section of the map. After we pick all of this stuff up again. Yeah, while we are generally in the south, we could be setting up our perimeter here. We're not going to. We're just going to kind of slide through here, hopefully quickly, destroy some trees, that's kind of fine. Just to check whether or not we've picked up any expansions here, and we have not, which is great. Tech is also banging along at a pretty pleasant 830. Yeah, we've got more roboports out here that we can connect pump jacks to later. We are paying for our hubris and our greed by, actually what we're doing is making everyone else pay for our hubris and greed with horrible violence. Those guys were just small, so one grenade was going to get it done. If any other biters came out of there, they would be bigger in ways that we would have to worry about more. Yeah, I think maybe they were the base polluting us. Probably we can tell from... Oh no, this is already an attack path. We are definitely polluting those guys. I think we want to push all of these, and we want to figure out what this piece of land is doing, because this would be an incredible bottleneck. Okay, this might be fantastic news for us and terrible news for all of these biters, because it looks like we can bottleneck here and over here somewhere and secure all this stuff which we like. And yeah, we have been greedy. We are going to make up for that greed with violence. This one is a nice little base that has some worms that are not too big. Yeah, we'll throw some of these poison capsules around. We're just going to get a second layer of poison on all those worms because I don't remember whether or not it does not look like they were particularly big. Okay, my bots are still on. I don't want our bots on. I also would like these guys to not be attacking me. Thank you very much. Yeah, and then just gun turrets through the middle. Let's go to the shotgun. Let's just keep on helping with this stuff. I think we're kind of fine. We're going to go to this base first because it's the one we are polluting more heavily, I think. Yeah, we're not quite polluting this yet. This forest absorption is doing a thing, which means that this base will remove attacks from consideration first. The thing is, this is still, yeah, rocks and water and stuff that's a little bit inconvenient. We're going to have to go in with this stuff first, and then just, I think we more or less have to front to back it, which is a little bit of a shame, because, yeah, these guys are still, we still want to get capsules in here if we can to deal with those turrets. Go back to the flamethrower. Yeah, stand in the acid. That was really cool. Yeah, we're taking a bit of damage here. Oh, my bots are still on. That's pretty silly. Yeah, we're going to see if we can just regenerate some hit points here. We've more or less secured a beachhead, I guess. That may or may not still work out when all these capsules wear off, but we've also got a lot of capsules, so just put those guys back in there, give these guys some gun turrets. We might take some worm shots. It does not look like we are taking some worm shots. So I think we're pretty happy. A lot of fighting we're doing today. This nest, all these trees are going to be in the way if we are trying to throw all the poison capsules we need to over. Yeah, so many worms. Also, let's not lose the car. Losing the car would be pretty bad. Let's see if we can get some more poison capsules in here for all those worms. And then, where are we going to set up? I think we want to set up the gun turrets down here to start with. Yeah, you guys have also flame, because flame is pretty good for me and pretty terrible for you. And so if all those worms are gone, and they look like they are, then though, yeah, this was a like a worm heavy base. Without those worms, it doesn't have much going on in the way of, yeah, we just put all the bullets in faces. I think this location we're also going to push because I would rather see them expand to this location rather than from this location. Oh, my bots are still on. I guess you can help me with these trees. But also, having seen this spot of water as we've wandered over here, we might be able to move our idea of where the bottlenecks go. Let's not get close enough to anchor that base to the north yet. But I think rather than trying to figure out some weird L shape, we could just go straight across here in a manner that I would enjoy more. And I think this is also going to be a base that we need to start by removing all the trees so we can just get in here. And then get rid of these guys. And then fire in a bunch of capsules. Yeah, that's probably enough capsules. I don't want to lose the car. Let's set up another little wall here. Don't want to lose the car. I would rather not lose the car. It doesn't actually matter. How much? Yeah, you guys are still taking damage. Yeah, we can just walk in with more turrets now. I think we've brought ourselves the time and space that we need to. I mean, there's these bases up here, which might already be polluting. That could be an issue. Oh no, wait. Look at where that chunk scanned. We've got another chunk here before we're actually polluting that base, so that's good. So this could be a time at which we go and grab some of this wall and build some sections. Or alternatively, we could work on plugging this LDS in, because you know what would be nice if we were building all these wall segments while we had purple science is already running, yellow science, and maybe even space science. Like, wouldn't it be nice if we could launch a bunch of rockets while we were out building all these wall segments? Yeah, whatever. In a way that doesn't surprise anyone. This is kind of the most the most risk-prone way of doing this, but I think we're also fine with that, and I'm also wondering, can we have a system that makes sure that these are, these belts of which we are smashing together just in this simple way to make full belts of stuff, can we prioritize these in such a way that the rest of this can also fall into... Yeah, so we can top it up from this other lane, and this looks like we're going to be able to do the same thing here, which is good. Copy this, move it this way. Yeah, and we'll pound all this iron in here. Well, all this iron, all this copper, it'll be great. The other thing that I am thinking of, where can we... I guess we're just going this way and doing it down here. That doesn't feel great. Let's not do it there. Let's move this guy a little bit so that we can run this belt over here, have a splitter here. I did also notice a couple of things. First of all, that the bots are complaining about, okay, they're not now, but they were complaining about not have, they still come, these undergrounds, which actually we don't want here anyway. All of that's going to happen differently, but all of these undergrounds through the middle want to be red belt because we are connecting it up that way. This middle section is going to happen differently because we can have 2 belts of copper in here, which ratios to half a belt of plastic and half a belt of steel, which can be what goes through the middle of... Where's the button that I want? Here's the button that I want, all of these things, and also this one, and that means also we only need one output lane here, which we're going to do differently. But the underground belt issue, I think is probably just iron in the main. Where is... we're still not getting a whole lot of iron through here. Okay, we've got this sorted now, but the thing I was going to do is somewhere over here, there is... Not there. It's up here, isn't it? This thing that is making underground belts from this other iron patch that is not hugely used. We're just going to copy this and also drop it here, although that's not going to have pole coverage, but it's fine. So we can have some number of... Oh, that's actually a lot, isn't it? That's more than we need. Oh, well, never mind. The other thing that struck me is if we're thinking about going to space, if we're thinking about running... Where's the thing I want to look at? It's also over here. If we're thinking about going to space, running, getting thrusters quickly, trying to go between planets, you know what we could have? We could have wall production in... How did I not get... these upgraded quality ones. We could have quality in all of our walls, I think is what we're going to try and do. We can use walls for military research, which is over here. If we give this guy a use filters for normal quality, you guys can have normal quality, and then we can also just go... Quality wall production will be what we put on our spaceships, if we put any wall on our spaceships. And we also need to drop some more solar at some point. There is, the wall factories over here, which are also just kind of done. We can also, do I have... You guys are not filtered yet, but that's fine. I am a little bit worried about this north section, so I think what we're going to do is... we don't have landmines anywhere, but we do have... Is it over here? Sulfur here, belt of coal here. I think there's probably a way that we can get some explosives, say, in here? If we go explosives, this water can connect here. We can do... a bunch of long-handed assemblers like this. Explosives are a pretty good way of moving 2 and 1, whatever. A pretty good way of having bots defend in places with defenses that are pretty easy to pick up again once we don't want them there anymore. Okay, we missed. We're gonna have to do that again. So this little hack here should get us explosives. Yeah, we're also researching rocketry because it's going to be helpful. There's a bit of a spike when we saturated the labs and then desaturated them again, but we are knocking out the science at a pretty good rate. And you know, may as well have yellow science in the queue, may as well have mining productivity in the queue. They're going to be helpful. I did also notice that elevated rail is only 6,000 science, which is pretty big, I reckon. Oh wait, uranium mining? Maybe we should have uranium mining as well, and then maybe we should have a helpful combat tech in there somewhere just to break up the blue science, because we're still not doing it that quickly. Anyway, let's find out. Somewhere down here we have electric engines and steel on a belt, and we are going to need both of those for the tech mall. So if this one filters to electric engines, what are we not getting through? We're not getting green chips through? If this one filters for electric engines and this one filters for steel, then we should also have a way of, if we do something like this, getting a belt of electric engines and steel, which we can then, yeah, it's green chips, isn't it? Which is the other outpost we were thinking about putting together. Oh, and you know what else we should do? We should maybe have more of these yellow belts through the middle so that we can have more of these blue science beacons happening. Yeah, it's going to be fine, isn't it? We're just going to get more. I don't think we're ever... Yeah, we are running it from here now. Maybe these guys are going to need a red belt. Is this even... This is not even fully moving, so I am not concerned. Yeah, that's... Oh, yeah, we're banking this. Also because we're not even doing blue sides at the moment. It's fine. Yeah, if we get more green chips in here from the other outpost, that's also a way of getting more iron into the base, because we won't need to spend iron here or in the other places where we're making the green chips. Yeah, trains getting in, that's all fine. And we will have more iron for the base, which I like. There was something else we were... Oh yeah, we were going to get this steel here, which is a belt of steel, and I think we just do this... I was going to use the same belt, but I think we're going to use a different belt now. Yeah, so we're going to have one grab here for electric engines and steel that we can use for the mall for the parts we are sending to space, which is going to be cool. And then down here we can have what are you guys even... Are you guys going the wrong... Oh no, wait, we do want those. These are the other kinds of science. That this is an input belt, not an output belt that's gone too far. It's fine. Wait, why are you guys not running? Oh, because green science. Fine. Yeah, down here, which side of the belt? These are even on the other side of the belt. Amazing. The other side of the belt relative to the steel. Okay, can we move this guy a little, please? Yeah, that there will mean that the explosives go on the opposite side of the belt to the steel, which has worked out super well. And then we can go power line, and then in here somewhere. Yeah, we have assembler 3s. We kind of want to be upgrading a bunch of things to assembler 3s, but we're also not going to worry about that yet. We're going to try and get the low density structure online first. I don't even know if we have the speed modules around to be upgrading things to purple. This one is not... Oh no, this one is necessary. Yeah, I don't know if we have the speed modules around to be upgrading things. Those are not long-handed inserters. What are we doing? Do we even want... I don't even know that we want that many. I think we're just going to go with one full box of landmines, and then also tap in a little more support around here, and then we can grab this landmine as a blueprint and go, you know what we could do? We could just defend some places with bots when we get around to it. Also pick up these rocks, because picking up rocks is a thing we're doing with bots to keep them occupied, apparently. And yeah, if this area does get attacked, we can also now have tools to respond. Are these nests, like, which direction are we anticipating they would attack? Yeah, they're going to be coming around the side of this cliff somewhere, aren't they? I mean, we could also do this more sensibly by grabbing this and putting it here, and then there's another rock in here which we're also going to grab. Somewhere there's a big pole which we can queue, which I just would like yeah, to also be moving. This I think is going to be more red chips. I don't know. Do we want to... Yeah, okay, I'm going to change my mind about all of this stuff. What we're going to do instead is also just push more roboports in this direction, and then just have more landmines all the way out here, and not worry about it, it's going to be fine. Which of these train station names do I like the most? I think it's gotta be Pulver. Congratulations, Pulver. You are the copper ore request station. If only we had enough trains that were actually doing this. Pulver with 2, yeah, if we had... I mean, we've got the trains in the right place. We don't have trains going to copper mines yet. And I think what we want to do is... we've got to do a very similar thing to this nasty little... Is this... No, it's going to be a mirror, isn't it? Which means we can't use those, but it's fine. I think what we do is... yeah, this slope here is what we want to connect all of these stackers, and we want bots to do this so we can figure out where in between this we want to put the signals to mirror this stuff, because one of them wants to be, yeah, the one on the inside wants to be a chain here, oh well. But then I think we've also got this bit of rail. Is this breaking anything? Oh, this is actually breaking the iron feed, isn't it? Oh well, never mind. We want to get another line of rail out, and it doesn't look like we're going in that direction. Maybe we're coming down here. And my thinking is, let's get rid of, yeah, changing all my mind about all this stuff. I think most of this is in a good place we like, but we wanted this line to continue and then get around this corner here to connect there. That's nice. This piece of rail can... oh, can we just from here get in there? Yeah, great. So we know we've got multiple intersections. Somewhere here we've got chain signals. Chain signal all of... not that one. It's got to be opposed like so. So this is an intersection. This here is also an intersection. Why not? I hope that there should be somewhere that we can get rail signals on there. Let's have the bots build it. And then this intersection down here, yeah, we've got to go chain out here, and then above that is rail signal in, and now we've got a stacker for the copper, so we could just get some trains in here if we had trains. And yeah, we are prioritizing what's from the patches. Should we do that? Let's not have the input priority on these. Let's sometimes be using the copper that's coming off the trains, and we're kind of balancing this over the trains as well, but we don't really care. Yeah, just slap the stuff in, I guess. Let's go on the other side of this cliff. The low density structure and the steel can both happen over here, so we can have a train that puts LDS on a train because it says loading pattern, although where is the... yeah, the station is at the bottom. We're going to need to reorganize that one. And then an unloading station, which is also the wrong way around, but never mind, where we can have steel go. We need to get steel on the train from the other direction. This is not enough space for the stacker, is it? Okay. Could we jam the train stations in here? If we did have a steel unloading station here, we would need something like, and it's going to be the one facing this direction, and a stacker like this, because we would like to be able to have multiple train parts in here. And so we are... that stacker is going to be longer than we need. Okay, if we are going to do this, and I think this is enough of a mess that we are going to commit to it, this train station needs to go almost the whole way over. And this is going to be a... yeah, we'll name that train station later. This is going to be where we put steel, which is also going to do... where are we putting the LDS train station then? We have come back to the main base for a bit to set up some Assembler 3 production. We're going to do it in Assembler 3s so that we can get some quality modules with quality in here, because, you know, getting quality Assembler 3s out sounds like a good deal. And we've also set up some some bad logistics chests so that we can delete stacks of modules from other places and have bots bring those over here. And then we've put all of this in a spot that's kind of awkward to power, but never mind. We actually don't want to be... we want the modules first, and then we want to be running the rest of this thing. And I don't think there are all that many assemblers that we want to be assembler 3s yet. I think some of the purple science, because it's high value, and then we can get... you guys don't have any upgraded productivity mods yet. Interesting. We should have... yeah, we've got a pile of these around. So you guys get all of that stuff. Did this get an Assembler 3 upgrade? It did. Okay, fine. Yeah, you guys get all of your extra productivity. We're not going to need those, are we? By the time we are beaconing the rest of these guys are going to take... oh, that's a thing we probably do want. Let's get... because we've got the blue chips, let's get a couple of these guys in to again boost the quality. Probably we have... I don't even know if we have productivity... quality mod... yeah, better quality modules around. Oh, beacons. Beacons are a thing we would like at better quality as well, so do that. And then the other one that strikes me is, I think solar panels are a thing that I don't know whether or not we have enough materials to sustain these at higher rates, but also doing all of that at quality would be real good. 3.1 thousand... yeah, I think we're going to get more of this as well. Like, I don't see us ever having too much platform in this run, and we are slowly running down the steel buffer, which is real great. All of that going super well. Do you need... yeah, you don't need better productivity, whatever. Okay, let's see if we have... we do not have the quality modules in here that we want. Okay, in that case, somewhere in here, yeah, we just got regular quality, I guess. Okay, go back to... yeah, you can run, and then we're going to be... oh, that also means that the other... the solar panels... yeah, this is going to be kind of annoying, isn't it? Because these aren't going to get their quality modules until we upgrade them. Never mind. Oh, well... yeah, having the... storage chest is the word I'm looking for. Having those set up means that we can have construction bots bring these over now that we are making some of these things, and we can make a small number of prod mods, although, yeah, we... oh no, the productivity mods we do have a pile of. It's the quality mods in here that we need to make sure get... you know, okay, whenever we get these things in here, we would like to get more quality. Can we just copy this, and then can we also put a copy over here and then change this recipe and then copy this here and here in a way that, yeah, so we've got the upgrade, then we'll get, you know, slightly better quality modules. We've actually got rares to spend as well, no big deal. Okay. To the extent that we were also complaining about green chips in the main, we probably want to get this green chip station running as well, which I think at this point, with all of those belts done and this all being kind of nasty, but whatever, getting this iron into... we got 3 belts here that we need to hit. This first one, and then also later over here somewhere, and this is, yeah, we're going on to a different belt, so it's fine. So the first belt's going to go through here, the second's going to go through here. Where is an underground that we can queue, and we can just, like, set all this stuff up. This stacker pattern we're going to use in a couple of places. We're missing the signals on the curve, which is a little bit of a shame. And also maybe this one. Oh no, this one does fit within the cliffs. We don't need to worry about taking this in the opposite direction. But we will need more Roboport coverage to get... Where does this... Where can we see... There, yeah, this barely visible line through the middle. So we are going to need to... probably dodge these cliffs, I think, is going to be the play, which I think means that this stacker is going to be bespoke and special case. We kind of need this bit of the train network to run if we're going to get this steel, of which we are also going to use the same stackers plan? Yeah. Oh, wait, you're going to... This one's going to hit this Roboport. Don't worry about it, it'll be fine. We've got redundant Roboports around the other side up anyway. Yeah, we need to, and then also... I think we are doing a different thing for this stone, but don't worry about it. I think we're just going to have the stackers in here or something. Are we going to be able to fit trains in here? Don't worry about it. We'll figure this out later. Yeah, we've got to get the trains over here to be able to get this steel down to this low density structure, which is not done because cracking, but we do at least have, you know, most of the stuff in the way. This coal running down was not necessarily a problem I anticipated. Yeah, the sad bit here is that... Is it all of this that's run down? Who knows? We are out of... And I have rocket fuel, so I guess we're just going to feed in some rocket fuel into this copper just casually. Yeah. One of these belts used to also be doing coal, and it's coming off the mixed patches in... Oh, it's because we... I think when we blasted one of these mining drills, we also blasted the belt. But it's also super easy to fix by just doing... That might already be too much. We're going to wander away from it. I believe this rail we are committed to being double, like sensible, normal, double direction good times, but also that means we have to figure out how we're getting it through and where it goes. Because maybe the steel actually runs... Like, maybe we have... I think we do just commit to having... You know what? Yeah, we're going to need to figure out where these... I can see the power poles connecting there, so that's going to be fine. And then bots are going to complain about charge, so let's drop this in here, and then also... get all of these modules into a different storage chest where they can be assemblers. If we've got extra efficiency modules, and it looks like we do, we can start to work on third modules, yeah, in patches that are going to be running for a while and that we are running all of, just to help with the global pollution as well. I think we also saw, yeah, quality speed modules go in beacons, high quality... Rare quality prod mods can go in purple science, and uncommon quality prod mods can go in blue science because they are beaconed now. They're going to be getting more work done. Yeah, just blast a bunch of those out, it's probably fine. That splitter needs to be upgraded, we'll get into that in a bit. And then also labs, because yeah, mining productivity is doing a pretty good job with the lab utilization, down to red science, yeah, because of that copper. But because we are passing things between the labs in the way that we are, we can also know which labs are likely to be most heavily used, and kind of these ones as well, and prioritize which ones are going to get the module upgrades first to make sure we get the most out of them, which is nice. I am pretty happy that asserting that we are going to get to space by the end of this episode, just because of how long it takes when we're doing all this rail planner stuff to make all of the things fit. It's kind of, I mean, maybe I could be more speedrun. There are definitely people who are better at doing rail stuff quickly. Can we just, or maybe it's going to be lower than this, can we, where is rail, and can we just blast one of these lines of solar panels. Okay, it goes directly into this robot. Move that down a bit, whatever, don't even worry about it. So that we can have this rail track. A lot of stuff is getting clipped out of this episode. Maybe this one should be a double line, because it's connecting to this thing here, which I think we are going to struggle to do right now. Yeah, we're going to have to come back and check that this actually connects up properly. No big deal. All of this still does take a little while to set up. I think some of this is also going to change when we get elevated rail. Did we already get elevated rail? No, elevated rail is next, for sure. Are we doing this with elevated rail later? Maybe. Do I want that to be... I think what we want to do is have it further back over here as a, yeah, double-sided, semi-weird stacker thing. Can you get to this? Oh no, because I pressed the button. You can get there, which is going to connect all of the steel stations. Are these actually steel stations? Benjamin versus Nico. Nico is going to be our station of having steel. Congratulations, Nico. And now we should be able to... Yeah, we need to get some... These trains are still here? These trains are still... They should be able to get to... Okay, debugging trains time. Why can you not get to... You can get here, you can get through the middle. You cannot get past... Oh, there's a... Okay, cool. That is a good thing to have noticed, and I'm actually close enough to do it myself. Turn on my bots. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily what we were expecting to do with this, but this is the piece of rail that we should now see trains swing past on the way to Copper. And because we've got an output stacker, we can start defining more trains here as well, because we're going to need them for steel. Yeah, we're just going to completely fill up the stacker. No one's going to need to refuel here yet, because we haven't actually done the... we haven't given any of these trains the refueling interrupt, which might be a little bit of a pain later. Oh well, never mind. I also would really like to find another place to start dropping more solar. I think this is... I was worried about blocking off this area, wasn't I? But then we're running trains through the middle, so it's fine. Yeah, because we want to still be able to get trains through places. We don't want to cut down too many trees, but we also do want to be expanding the solar as much as we can. We're going to need Roboport range out here as well. That train is having a good time. Yeah, we can get some of this stuff in here, continue this solar. Then the other place I'm thinking about solar is maybe over here, because down here we wouldn't be cutting out too many trees, and we have to kind of go... I guess if we are getting elevated rail and going over these cliffs, and we are working on elevated rail, we're just not really thinking about it. This should be, or this could be... we don't need double radar here at this point. We could also just kick off more solar over here, which is a thing that I like. Yeah, pretty obviously we have messed up some of these stackers. This one needs to be chain in, because otherwise they're... Oh no, wait, the problem is that these... This one does want to be... Okay, yeah. Just have this signal here. We need to get rid of the signals on the station. Okay, so can you just go somewhere else? No, because your single path. Cool, I guess we're going to have to go over there and fix that ourselves. No big deal. We would be making low density structure. It would be going on a train if we had any idea where that station was, but all we need to do is connect that, so that's fantastic. And elevated rail has finished as a tech. How are we getting... Because I would like this to be another line. Maybe we're just doing the same thing. Are we blasting... Okay, slightly new plan. get rid of all of this stuff and a little bit of that, and we can come through at a level where that hits the power pole. That's unlucky. Come a little further down, and we can again blast some solar. Run this all the way through, and then, yeah. I am also wondering whether at this point we can just do the nastiest possible version of an LDS station. And I think we will. If this rail just comes straight through here, can we... And it's going to be... Oh, it can fit? Magic rail planner things doing magic rail planner things. Can you get here? You can. We're going to need to juggle the cracking in some way here anyway, but this means that this can be... okay, so you're only going out of this station in one direction, which is fine. Chain signal here. So you've got a station, and then we should have enough space down here. Yeah, you're getting power again, it's fine, don't worry about it. That this can also be, yeah, we're not going to need to go out here, we're not going to need to go out here, and these guys can be chain, yeah, these guys can be regular signals, and then we can have a queue behind. It's going to kind of hit a pump jack. Can we can move it forward 2 squares, so we shall. Yeah, let's have this guy up here, delete this. We do have a train station name on that guy, so replace that. This train stop is going to do a thing. We then will have, are we eventually going to get, this is still just going to be fine as yellow belt, isn't it? Because even if we, yeah, every red belt of copper we put in gives us 1 and a bit low density structure. So I think we can just get belt here. In fact, that's going to be on both sides and be fine. And then this can, if we go like so, this actually happens to line up super well. Red belt through here, this we will never be at red belt capacity, but we now have a train loading station that we'll be putting LDS on a train. Yeah, need to rename these guys. I believe the mall is also struggling for the number of engines it's trying to make, partly because we're trying to do that with a lack of green chips. It's not actually the engines at all. Fascinating. Because green chips was one of the things we wanted to fix. In fact, we wanted this station down here. We would indeed be putting LDS on a train if we had a train to put here. Where can, yeah, we can have a signal here, which is going to be great. Where can we count another 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, I think over here is fine. And then is there space for another? There's only space for 1 more. That's fine. That's going to get it done. That means we can have 3 LDS trains associated with this station. It took me ages to find, never mind. Let's also check in with how far we are polluting. Now we've expanded stuff. We are definitely polluting this base. We're going to need to push out this as well. We're going to see these guys arrive, but we are not polluting that base yet. I think we are fine as long as we haven't taken any expansions we don't know about. Yeah, we just need to get back to the mall to get green chips to the locomotives so we can build these guys. Got some green chips here, which is nice. Yeah, just take a bunch of those, I guess. I'll connect this up in a bit. Here is a train station that can... Oh, we're already trying to get trains here with the correct limit. And we are probably also connected to the stacker at the top, because that's what we did. Okay, fantastic. Turns out engines are also a problem because, yeah, that little build we've got with 1 direct feed engines assembler is not really designed to be spinning up, you know, 5 or 6 trains at once. It's supposed to kind of accumulate them. So grab all those engines out of the other places, make all of these guys. Let's also push this back a bit and have 6 stacks of engines. So this is enough for hopefully a lot of trains. Do you get all the stuff in here? We need to get these green chips in here. I think we're going to... yeah, we've already got both the trains over here, which is fine. We're going to take this station and just also apply it here. But I think this one only wants to be... I think we just make sure we have 4 green chips trains, yeah? And then I think we're also going to need... Yeah, this steel buffer is probably enough for the engines we've got. Oh, it's not enough if we are trying to build flamethrowers or locomotives, and then also the drone parts if they were running. So yeah, we do need to boost that steel, which I guess we do with another station over here. Like, we've already got the low density structure station. Could we just grab this and also slap it here? That's in the same place, isn't it? No, that's in the same place because I was confused by this red thing. I was looking at the bottom of these rail tracks, and then the bottom of the blueprint hangs out a little from that. Get rid of all of those things and put a train station back here that can have a different name. Put the stackers in. We should have Roboport coverage for this, and it should just fit there, and then we should just be able to grab this thing and add it. So that's cool, that's all fine, and we can have a place where we can bring steel into the build as well. The only issue is we've got to figure out... Yeah, like I think I want 3 more silos, and yeah, this plan, maybe we have 2 in that direction and 1 in this direction, and then we also will be wanting... I should check the qualities of... I should check the qualities of the modules we're trying to put in this thing, because I don't know that we have all that many rares around. And I think we just tried to... Actually, no, we probably... Yeah, if we have... We will want uncommon efficiencies in the rocket silos, because we don't have that many of them. And we want to put the rares in the beacons because they do a better job. But also, I think we want to go to... I think we want 3 silos, well, 3 beacons per silo. I don't think we're going to have that many efficiency modules. So these... The bottom one is going to be uncommon. The middle one is just going to be efficiency modules. And then we beacon like so. And the outside silo sucks to be them. We are going to need to get 2 belts of stuff in here. I think we run... I think these are going to be the 2 belts for the blue chips and low density structure coming from the train. Can we figure out a nice pattern that we can have? Yeah, because then I think we also want to be able to do rocket fuel coming in this direction. So this copy paste, we are just going to... We should be able to, unless there are trees in the way, just blast this over all the silos. And yeah, the reason why we're going to do full belts here, like the other thing that sounds pretty sensible, that we're also not going to do, is just smash these 2 belts into each other when we actually get some low density structure here and take half a belt to each of these places. We're going to need full belts because we are also planning on taking this to the yellow science, which I guess... Can we jam the yellow science in here? I mean, this area we're kind of already thinking of as the mall for the spaceship parts, which may as well go, like, here. He said, standing right next to it. I wonder if my bots would like to build any of these things. If I happen to have the things that we are thinking about. Yeah, these are not going to want prod mods. So bump out the modules and then bump off the recipe. That was weapon shooting speed. That was not any of the really big ones that we were waiting for, but never mind. I am wondering if my bots feel like doing any of this. Okay, they do. They are going to help out with some of it. So this okay, we're going to grab these things because, yeah, okay, just get out of my inventory, it's going to be fine. This one needs to be a belt of the low density structure and the blue chips. Low density structure, let's check if any of these... We've got 1 train that is ready to go somewhere, so let's go from the low density structure to the low density structure receiving station, empty and full cargo. And I think, yeah, we're down to using only some of the labs again. I am inclined to just ride this train and see how it gets from one place to the next, which doesn't necessarily seem like a great use of time, but it will be a nice little tour of all the stuff we've built so far, and then we can kind of talk about the plan, I guess. Yeah, get in here. This one wants to also be low density structure, and then we talked about wanting over here. These two can be green chips trains, because we've got, I think we're producing enough, and then everyone else is waiting for stations, yeah. Let's go and get some low density structure and see what we've built. So we still, yeah, we have this nice stacker thing so we can move around. We have some train intersections. We have this nasty two-directional rail tracks, and yeah, all these weird intersections, which is fine. The steel and how that gets into LDS is also a bit of a mess. We also don't have cracking in the low density structure anywhere, and I don't even know that we're going to get enough to fill this train, and I kind of don't care, because we have can we see how many? Okay, we're getting a couple of thousand low density structure. In fact, we could probably just go 1 hour low density structure. How much have we made? I think it only came online recently. Yeah, 3.5 thousand. That is enough to get a lot of low density structure into space. And then what is our science rate at the moment, just out of interest? We are banging away pretty consistently at 800. I like that a whole lot. But then also, what is the blue science rate? Yeah, the blue science rate we are going to need to roughly double to be able to keep up with the rest of what we are trying to do, but it's fine. Okay, we've got all the LDS we need. We're going to wander back through this. Really? There's another train using? Is that me getting the signals wrong, or is that another train actually doing a thing? I guess there are also no other stackers between... Oh, there's actually another train doing a thing. And it's bringing copper ore to the low density structure station, so that's exciting. Yeah, I don't expect to be using all of these furnaces yet. We are set up to be able to beacon and assembler upgrade all of this LDS when we get around to it. Whatever, don't worry about it. Yeah, I think if we can get some rockets launching, I think we should be very close to being able to get yellow science running so that we can run around doing all this defensive work with all of that stuff turning over in the background. Another thing that did occur to me is, yeah, if we are... What am I stuck on? Many kinds of trees? Cool, great. Yeah, we need to figure out how to get these things in. We've got to figure out how to get this... can we move you to the side? No, can we move you over here? Where the tree is. Actually, my bots can probably stay on. I don't really care. Yeah, we've got to get this green belt. Yeah, these green chips in here somewhere, and I think we might just make more modules over here. These green chips are kind of conceptually marked for module manufacture, so you can just get over there and do that. And then this bit is a little bit congested to try and figure out how to get LDS and also blue chips in here. But what I'm thinking is we could just blast this entire... Wait, why didn't you have any pipes? Oh, because we beaconed all of these guys and you are still doing things slowly. Okay, that's also a problem we can solve like so. Yeah, if we just blast these blue science assemblers. I don't know that we're, that actually didn't buy us all the space we needed. This one is going to have to go as well. Yeah, I don't know that we're going to need quite as many assemblers by the time that we are... Do I have things? Oh, I actually want the engines for the other part, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think that we are going to necessarily need quite so many assemblers by the time we are beaconing and module upgrading these things, so we can probably afford to lose a couple of those, which might mean that we can get... If this guy goes underneath, we maybe just run... doing a thing? Yeah, maybe we just run... Okay, that's still kind of in the way, isn't it? I don't really want to get rid of more than that, but, you know, sure, fine. Okay, we've got a plan to get a belt of low-density structure and a belt of blue chips in here, which sounds pretty extravagant, and is, yeah, I think all these poles could probably go. Can, maybe not. Maybe we need to retain some of these. Yeah, let's get this stuff in here. Oh, you know what else we should do? If we are thinking about there being rocket fuel here, can we do that with undergrounds a little better? I think I like the way... Okay, this one's also going to have to be an underground here. But I think I like the way that sits together slightly more. So... like that. Here we need to get... So we've got 3 belts. And the rocket fuel is down here. So I think we're just going to grab a bunch of this as well and not worry about it. No one... We are still waiting on locomotives, which... Yeah, it could be a variety of things at this point. I think it's probably... It's probably still the engines, isn't it? It's probably still just the rate at which... Oh, I wonder if it's... We're going to tuck in here for aesthetic reasons. I wonder if it's because... No, we've got everything. Yeah, this is the engines assembler, has everything it needs. It's just going to take a while, and it's still the thing of trying to kick out so many locomotives at once. Oh well. How can we get... I guess this rocket fuel is just going to kick through... I don't like that. Again, purely for its aesthetic reasons, we're going to grab these boxes, put them on the other... Yeah, those ones don't need to... Put these on the other side, here and here, and that means all of these guys can go, and that means we can go underground with the rocket fuel here, which I like a lot more for purely aesthetic purposes. Yeah, we're going to need to do some belt upgrades, probably for the red chips, probably also for... Then we are nearly fully utilizing all of this iron, and then these guys are running out. Oh well. And then... Oh, the electric mining, the rare drills, it looks like the expected resources are also accounting for the quality of the drill and maybe also the mining productivity. Interesting. Things that I did not realize and also kind of don't matter. Tech-wise... How much purple science do we have sitting around? Because 6.4, multiple chests with a lot of stuff. Okay, I reckon that we actually go into mining productivity 2, or mining productivity 3, because that's first of all going to take ages, and we have the purple science for it, and then maybe the steel, and maybe these are the things that we work through as we are... Yeah, I think that's going to be the plan. Oh yeah, we also need to get the uranium mining... The uranium mine is done now, don't we? Do I want... I don't think at this point I necessarily mind all of this sulfur hanging out on the belt. It's not great, but also whatever. Yeah, you just take things from my inventory except for the engines, who I'm going to give to... Yeah, that was ugly, never mind. Yeah. The engines we're going to take over to the locomotives because we would like that low density structure to happen, and then we need to go and get more silos, we need to get the packs that we want to launch, and then somewhere in here we are talking about rocket fuel coming out, and then also other mall functions going in, and then do we have in here... There's got to be enough space to do a yellow science thing in here, even if we beacon it pretty hard, right? Like if we go... we're going to need space like this. So we can have a yellow... This is more about layout than anything. Wait, how many... Because we want to do this with assembler 3s as well. Do we straight up have... We have 27 assembler 3s. Okay. We can just go and blueprint this with assembler 3s. I think the thing we want the yellow science there. I don't know that we have the... Yep, I don't know that we have enough upgraded prod mods for this, but we will want the upgraded prod mods as soon as we get them. And then speed, down here as well. If no, we're going to need to do. We're going to need slightly more space through here, aren't we? Because we need to. Oh, which we might need even more space. Because if we want to have beacons in the middle, which we do, and actually, just I think we took a silo beacon when we should have taken a blue science beacon. Never mind, no big deal. Yeah, we want to go. Let's not worry about the beacon yet. We want to do a very similar thing where we take from here and put here. That's the... Yeah, we've got those the wrong way around. And then also be doing things... This middle section... Okay, no, one of these is the drone parts that's coming from... Yeah, this one that of drone parts can probably be a yellow belt. Yeah, the red, the blue chips and the low density structures are going to be the ones that need to go fast, and then we are going to also need red undergrounds through here like so. I still don't know whether red undergrounds, whether yeah, long-handed inserters can grab from the sort of the upcoming bit of. Wait, we don't need to grab from that because this is the science output. It's taking out of the assembly, yeah, and then taking out of the assembly, yeah. Okay, so with this pattern, I think we go. These guys are, yeah, all the power poles on the other sides. This is going to be the blueprint we use for yellow science, and the main thing I wanted to check was that there was also space down here to be able to get a red belt of helpful stuff in like so. So this is going to be our blueprint. Let's also have... That is not what I was expecting. Is that what I was... that is kind of what I was expecting, wasn't it? Should we go and deal with that, or should we just blueprint some landmines? It's going to take the bots a while to get there, isn't it? Well, it's going to take me a while to get there as well. Oh, a brainwave. We haven't set the other steel station yet, have we? So, both of these trains are waiting to go to a steel station, and we actually know where a steel station should be in a direction that we want. Yeah, take this station definition, apply it to this station here, and we should be on our way? Do we not have full... Why not? Train triage time. It looks like we can get most of the places we wanted. We know we can get down to the low density structure. That's definitely a thing that happened. And then we can also get... I don't see why we can't get... Okay, so it's something about the mall stacker. Oh, hey, this piece of rail isn't connected. That would do it. Okay, so we can wait for that to happen. This one we are going to set to manual so that we get to go first as soon as that rail gets placed. This is taking longer than I expected. Okay, we are on our way. This is also going to get us the steel we wanted for the other silos, which we haven't really organized yet, but we can do, you know, another little tour of another part of our train base, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, that actually took longer than if I had just driven back normally, wouldn't we? Oh well, never mind. Yeah, so Mining Productivity 3 is researching. We want to get this yellow science running. We want to get the other 3 silos for which we're going to need concrete, and all that stuff should be sitting around probably, and we can just go grab it. And then we will be in a pretty happy place. Can I pick up? No, it's too far away. I'm in the front locomotive. That's fine. We are here. We have steel arriving in the base in a supernormal way. Can we just... I think the first thing we can do just to get the steel integrated is, can we go... This is too far, isn't it? It is too far. Okay. If you go underground, then the steel can go underground from here to here, and red belt, why not just dump it on the inside of this belt, and that's already where the other steel was trying to add things, but it wasn't working out because we didn't have the extra steel to add. Okay, also, I should have, yeah, get rid of, not there, get rid of this blue science. You know what we should really do? We should really tag this rocket fuel in. That's, yeah, before we got distracted, yeah, we want, I guess, the science, the yellow science needs to come out to the yellow science could go in either direction, couldn't it? Because the red, there's currently this weird red science setup where some of the red science is on one of these belts and the other red science is coming through with the purple science. So I reckon we can get the yellow science onto this belt as well to share it with the purple science, or even onto the other side of this green science belt. We've got a bunch of options. I'm talking myself into, yeah, the which way was this going? It was, they were going opposite directions. Cool. Let's have the output to the yellow science go to the left, and then grab this, and I don't know how many copies of this we have or want, but it's going to be fine. We are going to hit the roboport. Maybe we move the roboport. Do we want to? Nah, whatever. Let's line it up with the green science and start kicking this stuff into position. Oh wait, we've got, yep, this one wants to not be present if we are going to put these other, yeah, we're gonna have to recopy that, aren't we? Things that are mildly disappointing, never mind. Yeah, purple science is happening. Is this too much? Maybe. Can we also, and the answer is actually wait, we have balls something up here because the inserters are aligned here, but the inserters are not aligned here. So, oh yeah, that's clearly where we've balled the thing up. Okay, let's do all of that again. Good job. Also, we can move the roboport if we are just going to get some of, for example, this one can go underground, and then this one can go underground, and we can have multiple roboports. Let's also just upgrade the slow inserters that are trying to grab from the undergrounds, because that might work better for them. And we want to get a roboport in here first, so that we can delete the other roboport. Okay, let's try the purple science copy-paste again. Purple science? Yellow science. Like, I don't know how much we need, or how many we want. How many did we drop? 24? That is probably enough immediately, yeah. And then rocket fuel, I guess, wants to go here. And then the reason why we are doing full belts of each of these things, it was on the, yes. Let's move this a little as well, because we can. Okay. Super close to being able to go to space, although we are going to need the other things that we want to go to space with. Can we? Yeah, because we've got to get, first of all, power on this guy. And then also we are going to need somehow to get, can we do that differently? Yeah, that's good. So we're going to need to put drone frames in here somehow. That's not a super large concern. And then the thing we wanted to do was figure out how to get, you know what I should be doing? I should be handcrafting, I should be, yeah, maybe handcrafting some launch packs at this point, because we are super close to being able to actually launch rockets. How are we getting... We've made this worse, haven't we? Maybe we just need to do this in a place where the yellow science is not in the way, or the yellow belt is not in the way. So we can have a belt of both of these things here, a belt of... Nope, not like that. You wanted to turn up like this. This is all a mess, and from the looks of it, will be staying for a while, because it is a decently sized yellow science build. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, so all of that, we're getting yellow science out. You know what? For purposes of powering that other roboport, I did want to extend this a little bit. Just so we could get, yeah, the power over here, which is probably unnecessary. So now we've got a place where yellow science is coming out, which we should buffer because we talked about this being a small build, but whatever, I don't even have plans to do anything with this yet, so just get in there for now. It's gonna be fine as soon as all these parts arrive. And we are super close to being able to actually build rocket parts, so you know what else I'm thinking? I'm thinking that this is so many electric furnaces that we don't necessarily need, and we will have all the quality electric furnaces we want for a while, which means I think we can take the quality out of these guys and just worry about supplying the purple science. And the reason for that is also to free up those high quality modules, or at least those, you know, moderate quality modules. I think we want to move this over and also get rid of, yeah, basically create more space in here so that we can put more prod mods in here as well. We're gonna need to boost, yeah, because this red chips buffer filling up will also account for why we have quite the amount of pollution on the map that we do in a way that's pretty funny. Can we just... Yes, okay, so we can get all those modules faster, which is going to be nice. We're going to get... I mean, we have this stuff on trains as well, in theory, so it's probably fine. And then after this... Okay. This... Yeah, I was worried about the uncommon things leaking past, but I think that's going to do everything that it needs at this point. Oh, actually, you know what else I need? I will also need... I've got some red chips. We are going to need more red chips. I would get red chips from anywhere, to be honest. I was thinking about logistics bots, but we don't need to. We've got stuff on trains. Do I have... that UPS spike makes me wonder whether there's another attack that's coming from somewhere. How are we still... Get these trees out of my way. Okay, you're going to go and fix the thing, sure. How are the tree hitboxes that bad? Never mind. So we need... I think that's all we need for... Not the landing pads, the launch things. We have the space platform. I put the space platform in the car. Get the space launch platform. And let's start off with 6 starter packs. We are not going to need that many, but whatever. I think my current plans say 2 space science starter packs. And then also, yeah, let's go and get rocket silo stuff as well. Oh, where are you guys? Okay, sure. Yeah, we are definitely going to space today. We've got 2 of these starter packs already. Build new space platform. Aragurath, congratulations, you get to be a space platform. You're doing a thing. Build new space platform. Michael is a much easier name to say. Okay, so we're going to space. We also did need... Yeah, that'll make a nice thumbnail. We are going to space. We will need logistics robots to bring things to help us get them into space. So, for those purposes, we wanted to also, yeah, put a bunch of this stuff in... Yeah, that's going to be more than we need, but the other thing we were thinking about was also just getting this purple science running cause we can, and then this guy wanted to move slightly. Getting all of this stuff set up is nice. Power pole here. Get the rest of these drone frames in here. And yeah, we will need logistics bots to... Are we actually going to... I think we're just going to start with a cheeky thing of, hey, here's a box of stuff. It's not like I'm not even concerned about these being so far away. Also, let's have... This is going to get them all online in exactly the way that we need. We're going to need crushers, we're going to need grabbers, we're going to need storage. This one is going to be thrusters, which we can't have yet, but never mind. And I don't even mind about these things not having quality, because we're not going to be making these in large enough numbers to actually do things with the quality. Yeah, can I get more? Oh, actually, I can throw these in my logistics storage. Because we're just going to, yeah, we definitely, that belt is not even that far away. This is not a hugely valuable move. But we have automated yellow science. That's very exciting. Grid is barely holding up. We need to go and do the nuclear thing. Oh, wait, the nuclear thing. And we even have the train of acid. What we need is, and we've got, like, mostly train network over here in a way that's nice. I think what we should do is just drop a bunch of mining drills here. Sure. So I will stationify that and connect the other things later, but it's a good thing to have bots working on. How many did we get? 83? Okay, sure, we're fine with that, I think. Yeah, yellow science is running. We needed red chips for logistics bots. Give me... I think the way we manage that is we find, yeah, some number of red chips. I change this guy to logistics bots, and so that should get us, you know, a decent amount of stuff. That's going to be fine. We've still got a bunch of space platforms. We needed the cargo, the landing platforms. We needed. I think what we want to do immediately is just have, yeah, things I want to start with include... We are going to make some quite large platforms because we have to. I think we want to go some weird pattern like this so that these guys can be symmetrical. And I think we go, yeah, auto request, and then also just request yourself another like 2,000 platform. Let's be getting this just running, and then copy this, put it here as well. We're eventually going to get, yeah, a lot of storage out here. I think we are going to do a space science thing immediately because we have to, but I'm also kind of thinking about how this will extend later. Yeah, let's go and build some more silos. Yeah, I've also realized the quite serious misplay of we have turned all the low density structure into yellow science. We didn't want to turn the low density structure into yellow science. We wanted to turn it into rockets. So I guess this means figuring out how and where cracking can happen. And we've got 36 refineries, which means we will want 10 on heavy cracking. So here's a pattern from somewhere else that I think we are going to... We did connect all of these up, didn't we? This gas is the same. All these things are the same. So we just connect it here somehow and we will be fine. So if we do 4 copies of this thing, it should help us get through the backlog a little. All of these pipe networks are different. So I think we're actually just going to go... Yeah, just slap this one here as well. And then we've got to connect up some water here. Water like so. This gas happens to connect very well here, which is fine. And then this light oil happens to connect here really well as well. Does that happen in all cases? Have we done this really cleverly well? No, we have not. Not all of these fit in the same way. That is a little bit of a shame. Maybe we should... Do we have... I think we actually do have the space to make all of those fit in that way, don't we? Okay, making bot lives worse. I don't know if that's going to be, I don't know if that's going to be enough, but whatever. It might not be enough light oil cracking, but it is also just going to turn everything into gas, and then we'll get more LDS and we'll be able to launch more rockets, and that'll be fine. Okay, concrete-wise, I want, yeah, 3 silos worth of concrete. Do I have any concrete on me or in the car? No, we've got a bunch of other stuff, but it's fine. Okay, that's not quite enough, is it? We needed another 3 stacks. Okay, 3, yeah, leaving 2 left over. I do want a lot of centrifuges, which we could actually build now. And then I want another 6. I want to start with 6 reactors, because you don't build for the power grid you have, you build for the power grid you want, which in our case is going to be significant. And that leaves us another 9,000 concrete with which we can build, again, not this episode, not rail stuff. We want refined concrete for rail stuff, but I'm just also trying to figure out whether or not I really need to worry about the iron ore yet, and I am convincing myself that I do not. Okay, let's get some more silos. I believe this is technically where we want it to be. I mean, we have risked quite a bit of stuff by building all this infrastructure, all these trains, getting rockets running, having yellow science, being able to launch platform, all before actually bothering to do this defense. We wanted the space science running as well, didn't we? And we just need to get some crushers up into space in order to be able to start planning that. So maybe that's what we do next time. We should have we should be getting the low density structure through here now, and I think what we actually do at this point is just delete this bit of belt so that the silos get all of it and we can launch all the platform up to all the places that we wanted. Yeah, we're just waiting on the low density structure. We haven't really gone after productivity, it's probably fine. Checking in with what? Oh no, the base is going to be fine building with like multiple silos building, aren't they? Because first of all, we've got a couple of efficiency modules, we've got the efficiency beacons, they're going to be fine, and then also the main drag at the moment, all this yellow science not actually running because we cut off the low density structure. And so we should have, yeah, once we get low density structure in here, we need to research thrusters, it's fine. We've got enough grabbers, we've got enough, actually we probably only need 1 stack of crushers. And maybe only 1 stack of, I think we go to 1 stack of each of these now that we've got most of them. But yeah, I think we're pretty happy with that. We are going to be launching this stuff out as soon as we get, yeah, we've now got 6 silos that are now just automatically doing things, and we've got 240 logistic spots. That's probably fine. Yeah, we're going to call the episode there. We're getting a lot of useful stuff done. I think we're still going to try and push white science out. Yeah, try and get some space science going before actually bothering doing the defense, even though we're getting attacked in multiple places. Ah, these guys. I was trying to figure out how these pump jacks got attacked, and what's happened is we're polluting this nest, but that's fine. We're eventually going to put a wall here, probably, hopefully soon. And they're walking all the way around to attack these pump jacks. So that's pretty fun, and that also means I think we can just go landmines. Here is a spot that will probably do everything that it needs to. Good times, everything happening as planned, going to space, doing this stuff. We are getting closer to the mod planets.